Bhushan Steel Monnet Ispat for an acquisition over a period of time. That's the word that's coming in from Mr. Sajjan Jindal. CNBC TV18's Yash Jain caught up with the chairman and MD of the JSW Group and spoke to him on a whole host of issues, including expansion plans as well as the stressed steel sector. He began by asking in about JSW's infra expansion plans. Let's hear him out.
Our plan is that by 2020, our JSW Infra, the port business, would grow to 200 million tons of cargo. And today we are doing about 35 million tons. And so today's dedication to the nation of this port, where all the senior ministers from the new government is coming in. That is basically to support us to develop this initiative of infrastructure development.
So also, let me have this opportunity to ask you, sir, on the inorganic growth front, the group has expressed the desire to acquire companies like Bhushan Steel, Monnet Ispat. So what is the development on that front? Can we expect an announcement in the first quarter, the second quarter of FY18?
Well, steel industry is passing through a difficult phase, and especially there are a number of steel companies which have suffered due to various reasons, and because there was a collapse in the steel markets globally. So there are a lot of bad debts with the banks and stress assets in this sector. And JSW is in a position to consolidate this industry. And in any case, anywhere in the world, steel industry has to remain consolidated, and there cannot be too many players. So therefore, we have to see how we go forward and what is the situation. So we are looking at these companies that you mentioned for acquisition over a period of time.
So also you mentioned that JSW Infra at the appropriate time would look to come out with its IPO. So what is this appropriate time according to you?
So as I said, today we are doing 35 million tons of cargo. We need to get to a minimum size which is about 100 million tons. So over the next 2 years or 2.5 years, we should be hitting that 100 million ton cargo. Once we get there, then that would be the right time for an IPO. So it will be sometime in 19 or 20.
So my last question before I let you go. Steel sector NPAs have become a major concern for the banking space. According to you as an industry player, what would be the resolution mechanism which you would want the banks to work on?
I don't know. I mean, it is of course up to the banks to decide, or the finance ministry to decide. But in my opinion, there has to be a transparent process, and through the transparent process, bidding process, the new bidder should come in who should be allowed to take over and run the plants more efficiently, so that whatever haircut the banks are taking, they don't have to do any more of haircut, and therefore the industry can move forward and start building capacity.
So talking about the shipment status, just last month we saw exports rising threefold and imports also going down. Do you think the whole problem of dumping is behind the industry?
So steel industry has done extremely well over the last 6 months, because our exports have picked up a big time. And in that, of course, the Ministry of Commerce and Ministry of Finance has really supported the industry, because we need to export large quantities of steel. So I wouldn't say the problems are behind us, but as of today, steel industry is doing well.